Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, the jury selection for a Jamestown man charged with murder is underway. Details coming up.
Plus, a Bust-Eye woman who pled guilty to manslaughter was sentenced in Cattaraugus County Court yesterday. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is here with a live look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Tuesday, everybody. And we made it through Monday, which Monday can often be one of the rough days of the week. Here's a live look from the downtown Erie Sky Vision camera. Clear blue skies, and look at the lake. Looking beautiful out there. Temperature is actually not too far from where they should be, until the lower 70s right now in Erie. And this actually is the satellite and radar composite. There is no clouds showing up here on the satellite imagery, and really nothing in the way of rain either. And you know, we told you about this yesterday, that the next several days is going to be basically the same. Sunshine, warm days, cool nights. I mean, that's basically going to be the weather pattern over the next couple of days. So through the afternoon, lots of sun for you, and yes, even you, lots of sun for you. This is not too far from where we should be for this time of the year. 68 on the highest hills, especially the valleys. 73 Lake Erie shoreline, northeast wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour. If you like this, more of it's on the way. We'll talk about it with that full weather segment later in the show. Justin and Matt.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Our top story. Jury selection is underway for a Jamestown man charged in the April 2014 murder of 16-month-old Nayla Hodnett Tuesday morning in Chautauqua County Court. 35-year-old Tyler Cash Perez was indicted by a grand jury back in March. Bail was set at $500,000 or $1 million property by Judge Stephen Cass. Cass, however, said at that time that M. William Buller, a judge from Buffalo, would be presiding in this case. WNY News Now spoke with Public Defender Ned Barone, who's representing Perez following that arraignment. Barone declined to discuss the specifics of the indictment, but he did say that the charges are, quote, merely an accusation and that the presumption of innocence remains. Barone says that Perez has maintained his innocence for several years. Now, Chautauqua County DA Patrick Swanson, following that arraignment, also declined to comment on specifics. However, he did say that when cases such as the Hodnett murder remain unsolved, investigators continue to look for different evidence in order to obtain an arrest. WNY News Now will continue to provide updates when they become available throughout the trial.
And in other news, the town of Bust-Eye woman who previously pled guilty to second-degree manslaughter in the death of Bust-Eye man Wilfredo Colon Rodriguez Jr. was sentenced yesterday in Cattaraugus County Court to 2 to 6 years in state prison. Mary Lou Johnson, as part of a deal, accepted a sentencing commitment of 2 to 6 years behind bars. Johnson gave up her right to appeal. In April 2018, Colon Rodriguez Jr. was reported missing by a neighbor who became concerned after not speaking with him for several days. Lakewood Bust-Eye police then opened a missing persons case. His body was later found here on Swanson Hill Road in the town of Randolph.
A Jamestown man is charged with driving while intoxicated after the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office say they responded to a motorcycle crash on Route 394 Monday evening. 26-year-old Glenn LeFew reportedly lost control of his motorcycle and laid the bike down on the shoulder of the roadway. He was allegedly intoxicated and subsequently arrested. Now, LeFew was released with traffic tickets after processing, and he'll appear in the town of Poland court on several charges. No injuries were reported in the crash.
And the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce has moved its headquarters to downtown Jamestown. Chamber officials announced yesterday that they have moved from their Jamestown Community College campus to the former Lucille M. Wright Air Museum building at 300 North Main Street. Chamber President and Chief Executive Officer Todd Tranum says the move aims to better serve the businesses of the Jamestown area by being in the center of economic activity. Tranum says that the Chamber is also moving their North County office to a more centralized location in downtown Dunkirk. He thanks the Gebby Foundation and the National Comedy Center for their efforts in facilitating this move. The NCC is the owner of the former Lucille M. Wright Air Museum building here in downtown. Now, a grand opening will be scheduled once the Chamber's offices are officially settled in. Matt Tranum says that the company phone numbers have remained the same throughout this process.
So, Justin, you had a chance to go down there. How are they doing?
I did.
So far?
They still got quite a bit of things moving around. So the dust is slowly but surely settling. But really, that's a great spot. And
absolutely,
like for a lot of people, kind of a little perspective here. With WNY News Now is sort of on the corner of Potter's Alley and 3rd Street. This chamber headquarters is on the corner of 3rd and Main, pretty much, and they have some beautiful windows that overlook that intersection. So it's a really great spot. And we welcome them to downtown Jamestown for sure. And they are in the center of it. That is one of the biggest hubs. I mean, you always see, our parking lot is off of Main, and we always see these big tour buses always right there by the Comedy Museum. So certainly, they are in the thick of things as our location as well. So certainly pretty busy stretch for sure down here in Jamestown. So we welcome Matt back to the anchor desk today. You weren't feeling too hot yesterday, but we appreciate you keeping your sickness at home.
Absolutely.
I gotta say hello to Patricia. Hopefully you're doing well. Brenda, hello to you. Alberta, thanks so much for joining us. Renee and Joseph is here as well. Renee chiming in, good afternoon, everyone. Had a great, beautiful day out there, and certainly it seems like it's going to be shaping up to be a pretty nice one. Coming up, more news to tell you about how Purdue Pharma is beginning its bankruptcy road. Details on that coming up.
But first, New York State's Thruway Authority is speaking out in response to recent claims made by Congressman Tom Reed. Dakota.
And the high yesterday was 72. We bottomed out at 55 degrees this morning, and this actually isn't too far off from where we should be this time of the year, and more of this fantastic weather is on the way. We'll talk about it in a few minutes as WNY News Now continues, so stay with us.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
I've walked my talk. I've brought officials to meet the community. It should be a government by the people, for the people. I've stood alone to represent the citizens of the city for transparency, accountability, and fiscal responsibility. My values haven't changed. I stand for you. Vote November 5th. Liuzzo for mayor.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Happening now, New York State's Thruway Authority is responding to claims by Congressman Tom Reed that Governor Andrew Cuomo and the authority are purposely not maintaining parts of the I-90 that run through the Seneca Nation. If you remember, last month, Reed called on the Department of Justice to investigate the governor's relationship and reasonings for not repairing the motorway. Reed claims that Cuomo is withholding road work because of a dispute between the state and Seneca Nation. The letter from the Thruway Authority's executive director says for years his department has been seeking permission from the Senecas to undertake critically important milling and road reconstruction on that stretch. Now, once the nation grants them permission, the work will be scheduled, they said. And furthermore, the Thruway Authority says they have been frustrated that multiple attempts to secure permission going back to written requests in May of 2014 and September of 2017 and an attempt to raise the project again in a meeting this past January were either met with silence or rejection by nation leadership. The Seneca Nation maintains that they have not prevented the state from working on the roads, but rather the state seems uninterested in working with them.
Purdue Pharma gets its day in court today after the OxyContin maker filed for bankruptcy and negotiated a potential multi-billion-dollar settlement to resolve thousands of lawsuits. An initial hearing will be held in federal court in White Plains, New York, where the Chapter 11 bankruptcy case. Purdue filed for bankruptcy protection late on Sunday, and the first step in a plan it says will provide $10 billion to $12 billion to help reimburse state and local governments and clean up the damage done by powerful prescription painkillers and illegal opioids, including heroin. These drugs have been blamed for more than 400,000 deaths in the U.S. in the past 2 decades. Now, 24 states have signed on to the settlement plan, along with key lawyers who represent many of the 2,000-plus local governments suing the company. But other states have come out strongly against it.
Well, the talks are set to resume today after a pause overnight, but there was no end to a strike against General Motors. The walkout by upwards of 49,000 United Auto Worker members has brought to a standstill more than 50 factories and part warehouses in the union's first strike against the #1 automaker in over a decade. Now, this was the scene in Detroit where employees marched and chanted outside of General Motors' Harmac assembly plant, but the UAW claims General Motors only has agreed to about a 2% of the union's contract proposal. Vice President of the United Auto Workers Union, Terry Duty, says he is focused on the workers and their families.
We are committed to reach a tentative agreement. When we start back in negotiations, I am sure that we will be refocused to do so, just that. I didn't read the quote from the president, and quite frankly, we're very focused on these negotiations, the people behind us, their families, the communities, and quite frankly, these American jobs. Because for every auto worker here, there are 7 additional jobs attached to what they do. That is the big picture.
Now, the workers say they plan to picket in shifts all day long and every day until the strike ends. The UAW admits there is no telling how long this strike could last.
An attack on a major global supplier of oil is having a major impact on gas prices here at home. U.S. oil prices had their biggest spike in a decade following this weekend's attack on Saudi Arabian crude facilities. And it's not just pain at the pump. The airline industry is also feeling the pinch. Andy Rose takes a closer look.
Prices at your nearby gas station are on the rise, and an attack on the largest oil processing facility in the world is to blame for the price hike. Saudi Arabia-owned Aramco facilities were badly damaged in airstrikes over the weekend. That attack disrupted 5% of the daily global oil supply, and it's creating a ripple effect here at home. On Monday, oil prices spiked nearly 15%, the biggest jump in more than a decade. And experts say the attack could impact the global supply of crude oil for several months, saying gas prices will likely creep up this fall instead of drop steadily like they tend to do historically. And it's not just drivers paying the price. Air travelers may soon also feel the shock of soaring prices. In response to the looming surge in fuel prices, airline stocks around the world were hit hard. American Airlines, United, Delta, and Southwest were all trading in negative territory. Germany's Lufthansa and Air France both closed lower. And it may be a matter of time before airlines pass those costs on to consumers. Meanwhile, the U.S. may tap its emergency oil supply to keep prices from rising too sharply. But experts say the long-term impact will depend on how long it takes the Saudis to get fully back online. For Consumer Watch, I'm Andy Rose.
All right, Andy, thank you. We had never seen so much oil sidelined so fast before. Nearly 6 million barrels of oil a day is off the market. And Justin, this is why experts say it's creating such a dramatic disruption in the global economy, and I can attest to that this morning. Coming into work, I see gas here locally has gone up 4 cents.
Yeah, that's quite a big jump for gasoline. So certainly, hopefully, they can figure something out supply-wise so we don't feel too much of a burden, although a lot of times it seems like there's nothing we can do, nevertheless. Good Tuesday to all of you. Thanks so much for tuning in here on WNY News Now at noon. Justin Gould and Matt Hummel hanging out with you and saying hello to the Jesters Promoting Company. Hopefully you are doing well, of our partner organizations tuning in. Joseph, hopefully you are doing well. He says, a strike is no fun from personal experiences. Hello to Donna, hello to Andrew, hello to Patricia, Brenda, Alberta, and Renee are all here as well. Hopefully you all are doing great. Be sure to drop us a line in the comments, let us know how you're doing, and interact with us as these stories roll along. And be sure to like and share this post as well with your friends so you can stay up to date on all your local news. Coming up, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's standing by with a live look at our local First Defense weather forecast.
And later on, we're going to tell you about a big grant that's coming to SUNY JCC when WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story, a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court with more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops Restaurant and Tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, you know, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back, and we'll start off with this. We're continuing to lose sunset time. Of course, you know, we lose sunset time all the way until the end of December. That's when it actually goes the other way again. And these are the last sunset times over the past 7 days. Last Tuesday, the sunset came up at 7:35. Look at where it was yesterday, at 7:24. So we've lost over the last 7 days about 11 minutes of daylight time. That equates out to 1.5 to 2 minutes of daylight lost each day. So that's another depressing fact. So now, since we're thoroughly depressed, here's something that's going to make you happy. Lots of blue sky shining down and smiling at you now. We're at 66. Wind, not much of an issue out of the east at 6. Look at that humidity at 49%. That means the air is dry. So dry air means no rain. You can't have rain when the air is dry. Look at that air pressure, 30.24 inches, way above 30 inches. That means high pressure is overhead. And we'll show it to you. There it is. That big blue H, that is high pressure. That is parked, and it ain't going anywhere. And that means the weather is not changing much over the next couple of days. So it's going to be basically what you see today, with temperatures creeping up over the next several days. Weather headlines, pretty simple. We can only go up from here, like Shania Twain once said. Sunny afternoons, fair and cool nights for the next several days. Patchy fog likely each and every morning. And silence is golden. Unless you have kids, then silence means something bad is happening. Here's where the temperatures are going over the next 5 days. So this is right around average, the lower 70s. This is where we should be for this time of the year. But then we actually start to warm up again, mid to upper 70s by the weekend. Some spots may actually tap 80 on the weekend, and this weekend is the last official weekend of summer, so it's going out in style. Quick check on the tropics here. This is now Category 2 hurricane, Humberto. That's a hard name to say. We don't name these things, we just forecast them. And it's now a Category 2 hurricane. There's the eye right there. But now the bigger story is going to be this. This is down here, way down here, basically south of Mexico. This is Tropical Depression number 10. And this we have to keep an eye on because this looks like the current guidance favors a track that's going to take it very similar to the last 2 tropical systems that we've had. And these are the names right now. So we have, of course, Humberto. And when tropical depression forms into a tropical storm, it'll be given the name Imelda. And you see, we have a lot more names to go. This is the peak of hurricane season, so it's not that uncommon to get a lot of tropical systems this time of the year. All right, so the weather where you are, zone by zone here, Lake Erie shoreline here, where when you get to the immediate waterfront, maybe upper 60s, everybody else lower 70s, loads of sun. But this is right around where we should be for this time of the year. Temperatures into the lower 60s. Now, eastward we go here. Temperatures lower 70s here. We're walking on sunshine. Katrina in the waves? Anybody? You know, northeast wind 5 to 10. Future, here it comes. Maybe. And we'll try it again. And maybe the future will come up. There it is. And 72 tomorrow, 74 Thursday. I've taken all the rain chances out. It's just not going to rain with dry air in place. This is the best stretch of weather we've had in quite a while. Next rain chance doesn't come until Sunday afternoon and Monday. Sports is next. Don't go away.
When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Tuesday, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. The Jamestown Jackals will be hosting open tryouts on Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. Tryouts will be taking place right here in Jamestown, New York, to give players an opportunity to receive a contract from the team. The fee to partake in the Jamestown Jackals open tryouts is $211 for pre-registration and $232 for last-minute registration. The registrations can be filled out on the Jamestown Jackals team website. The Buffalo Sabres won their first game of the 2019 preseason, winning an OT against the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-4 after blowing a 4-1 lead they had at second intermission. Jack Eichel scored one of the Sabres' goals. Connor Sheary had a 3-point night, scoring a goal and dishing a pair of assists. For Pittsburgh, 4 different players each scored 1 goal. Buffalo will be back in action tonight at 7 o'clock as they will be on the road versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. Tonight with a 6:35 first pitch, the New York Yankees will begin a 3-game homestand versus the LA Angels. The Yanks remain in first in the AL East at 98-51, 9 games ahead of the second-place Tampa Bay Rays. Meanwhile, with a 68-82 record, LA is second to last in the AL West. Luis Severino will see his first start of the 2019 season for New York after missing most of this season due to rotator cuff problems and the grade 2 lat strain. Severino will be pitching against LA's Jose Suarez. The game will be televised on the Yes Network. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you very much. Representative Tom Reed announced that he has secured a $100,000 grant for SUNY JCC to enhance and revise some of their technology curriculum. Reed announced the college will receive grant funding to enhance and revise their mechanical technology, industrial equipment technology, and their welding technology curriculum. Reed says the college will also use the funds to purchase equipment. Now, the Appalachian Regional Commission offers grant programs that will fund a variety of projects, including education and training. He says that training programs that are awarded focus on helping workers improve job skills, learning new job skills to keep their current jobs, enabling workers to become eligible for better paying positions or obtain new jobs.
Pretty cool. Good to see. They have quite a expansive program over there at SUNY JCC that if you don't go and visit, you maybe don't know about.
Have you ever been in there?
I have. Yeah, they have a lot of smart tech that they're looking into. A lot of manufacturing tech as well, which kind of goes into that whole smart tech idea, where certainly they have a phrase, it's not your grandpa's manufacturing, and it certainly isn't. I mean, you're walking around with a keyboard the whole time, and you're pretty much on the computer telling other computers what to do. So it's really cool to see, and certainly a great program. I'd imagine, in need of the funding there as we see that grant from Congressman Reed. So good work to all. Thank you all for tuning in here on WNY News Now and hanging out with us on this Tuesday. Renee chiming in, she says, "Go Yankees and good luck tonight." Certainly, I know our Rory P. would not like that very much as he's a big Cubbies fan. He's always playing that "Go Cubs Go" in the newsroom. Kathleen, thanks so much for tuning in here on the broadcast. Timothy, good afternoon to you. Good to see you. He's asking, have you heard anything about a raid on Newton? Wondering if you guys would speak on that. We have not from police yet, but thank you for the tip. We appreciate the tip. Anytime anyone has any information they'd like us to look into, please send us a message here on Facebook. Send it to newsdesk@WNYNewsNow.com via email, or you can even text or call our newsroom at 716-488-7226. If you need the details, you can visit our website and find out more on that, because our producers tells me, Dakota, that I do not have enough time to talk about the tip line because it is time for the final look at weather.
A kinder and gentler Tuesday is on the way. Take a look at it here. Sunshine is coming back to your town, and that means temperatures lower 70s, nice throughout the day, so lots of sun for you, and that continues over the next several days. The weather's not changing over the next 4 or 5 days. Next chance of rain's not until later Sunday and Monday.
All right, gotta love it. Dakota, thank you. What an easy forecast.
Yes.
What are you going to talk about all week now that we have nothing but sunshine?
It makes my life easy.
Yeah, we got to love it. So thank you, Dakota.
You're
That'll
welcome.
do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We leave you with a live look of the HD News Now cam here in downtown Jamestown. When you're on the go, be sure to stay in the know by downloading our mobile app. Just search WNY News Now right now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We'll see you tomorrow.